Bachelor returns.
Welcome to Fantake,
the show where Karma is a cat sitting on my lap because it loves me.
but more specifically, we're going to be breaking down different fandoms and their impact on the marketing and advertising industries.
Me and Taryn are your new hosts for season 2, and we're so excited to go on this journey with you exploring our favorite fandoms. My name is Carolina, and I'm an operations manager here at the agency. I'm also a fourth-year advertising major, and some of my fandoms include Beyonce, One Direction, Harry Styles, Marvel, Star Wars, Disney in general, some of the popular TV shows like Parks and Rec, The Good Place, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Community, movies if they count. I don't know, I watch the Oscars every year.
And I'm Taryn Aebli. I'm the communications supervisor here at the agency. I'm a fourth-year advertising major, and I'm also one of the co-creators of Fantake. And some of my fandoms include Marvel, more specifically Spider-Man, Harry Styles, One Direction, Joshua Bassett, Outer Banks. I love Ted Lasso. I'm a big fan of like the Bachelor franchise. And a newer one is definitely Broadway and theater. I'm discovering that a little bit.
So you probably noticed there's a very big fandom missing from both Taryn and I's list. Unfortunately, we are not Swifties.
But we do have two Swifties here in the house with us. Welcome, Melissa and Ricardo.
Hi everyone, my name is Melissa. I'm a fourth-year advertising major here at UF, and at the agency I'm currently the media department manager and an account supervisor. Some of my fandoms include Taylor Swift, obviously, main one. I'm also a big fan of Selena Gomez, Niall Horan, Big Time Rush, and just a big fan of Gator sports in general, big Gator baseball and football girl.
Hello, I'm Ricardo. I'm a second-year media production major, and I'm a copywriter at the agency. Some fandoms that I'm a part of are Lana Del Rey, Billie Eilish, Mariah Carey, and Taylor Swift.
So let's just get right into it. Why are you guys fans of Taylor Swift?
Well, I started being a fan of Taylor Swift when I was 8. Right at the tail end of the Speak Now era, I started listening to all the singles, and I was immersed into the Red era. Ever since then, I've just been listening to all of her songs.
I am a fan of Taylor Swift because I just admire her in so much. We were talking earlier, I'm a lyrics person, and her lyrics just tell a full story and just allow me to relate to experiences that I've never felt in my life. So I just love that she kind of takes me into a different world when I listen to her music or just experience her shows and things like that.
So building off those reasons, as communicators ourselves, we have the unique opportunity to kind of explore our fandoms and these people we admire through the lens of both a fan and also as a professional. So what are some examples of things that Taylor has done that you have been able to observe from both of these lenses?
Yeah, I think something that Taylor does super, super well is like branding throughout her eras, but also keeping that common ground foundation of her Taylor Swift brand. She does a great job of making distinct eras, and they all have different tones and themes and colors and fonts and all these things, but they're all so uniquely Taylor Swift. And as a fan and as an advertising marketing professional, it's so, so cool to see how she's kind of explored this branding process.
To bounce off of that point, within the eras, I really enjoy like all of the merch she does because it's always so unique, and it includes the fans. They can buy clocks that they can put on their walls, Polaroids that they can trade with other fans, so it's very inclusive with the fans.
Honestly, I'm really glad that you brought that point up, because something that I remember was everybody wanted to buy like multiple different versions of the album because it did like make that clock wall, and I thought that that was just like honestly a really smart move. Rather than just buying like one vinyl, like everybody had to buy like multiple, you know what I mean?
I do, yeah. She really got me with the clock. I ended up purchasing it just because I thought it was something so unique as a collector, and having that complete set gave me like satisfaction, and also it was just, it's cool to have it on your wall and look at it every morning. There's a use for it.
And I'm not a Swiftie, but I have seen the conversations online. She is a capitalist through and through. She will market every single thing that she does, and it feels like, especially with her merchandise, there's like something for every single fan. There's something for every single era. It's like absolutely insane how in depth she can go.
Yeah, even that reminded me of the cardigans, how that started in the folklore era, and she had just one cardigan out, and now she released multiple different colors for that era. But now whenever she releases an album, there's a new color of the cardigan. Like there was a red cardigan when she re-released Red Taylor's version, and she just knows what her audience, what her fans like, and she is going to make that bag.
Now, do you think that she's adapting to the needs and wants of the fans, or that's something that she's had planned since the beginning?
I think she's probably adapting to the needs of, like, I think she saw how much the fans and honestly the general public like clung onto that, and she's been doing it ever since.
I've seen a lot of people wear Taylor Swift's merch like all over campus, and I definitely think that that's a really cool way for her to engage her fans, as a lot of artists do. But doesn't she also do like the Easter eggs thing to kind of hype up the albums that she's releasing soon?
I love the Easter eggs.
Oh, definitely. They are a part of every single era. She implements them into every single thing, like Instagram, websites, and even in her merch. For example, like on Instagram, to be specific, during the Lover era, she had a lot of cryptic pictures with like 7 palms or 5 holes in a fence to signify that a single was coming out in that amount of days. And so people kept looking to her social medias and to her websites to find that information.
Yeah, even to the point where like as fans we look into things that I'm sure Taylor Swift did not put any thought into. Like it's just crazy. We're sitting there counting how many exclamation points she puts on a post, how many emojis there are, like the amount of people in the background. It's insane.
Honestly, I think that's something that's so like unique and interesting to like the Swiftie fan base as a whole. And I also think it's so interesting because I feel like Taylor Swift kind of started music marketing, like, and how to kind of engage fans like that with Easter eggs, because other artists have started to do, like Harry Styles started doing it with his album releases. So I think that that's like something so unique, and really I feel like she started it all.
Yeah, even recently Dua Lipa wiped her entire Instagram, and people are thinking that she's hinting towards a new era, a new album, and Taylor Swift did that for Reputation. She was kind of the first to do that. She wiped her entire Instagram, started posting very cryptic, snake, dark videos, very grungy, which was the start of the Reputation era.
And this might be completely off topic, but for context, I live with 3 Swifties, so I hear little bits and pieces about what's going on over there. Is there something about like a train station that happened with hinting at her albums for like the next like 5 years?
Yeah, so in the Man music video for a Lover single, she has all of her titles in kind of like a clock outline, and the Swifties have kind of been theorizing that that is the order of her re-recording. So it's kind of like trying to figure out what's next in the re-recording process.
That's crazy. And honestly, like as a Marvel fan, it reminds me a lot of Marvel, that like Marvel fans, those movies are planned out for years and years and years. And I feel like Taylor Swift reminds me a lot of that, in the sense where it's like she's had these tiny, tiny details and Easter eggs like planted for such a long time.
Not the Taylor Swift cinematic universe.
Yeah, I guess.
She did an interview, I believe it was with Jimmy Fallon, where she was talking about these Easter eggs and how far in advance like she plans them and all this stuff, and she had a poster board with just a bunch of random stuff on it, Taylor Swift related and not, and she made a comment saying like, how far can I take this? Can I plan something 3 years in advance? 3 years after that interview, people were looking back on that board to figure out if there was any Easter eggs on there. So
Girl, that's so intense.
Yeah.
That's so intense. I can't believe that.
Honestly, props.
Yeah.
To be in like that brainstorming session, that'd be so fun. Actually.
I'd pay money. I'd pay her to be in there.
So as you can see, Taylor Swift is pretty much everywhere. And we want to test that theory by challenging our guests to find as many Taylor Swift related items as they can in our office.
Yeah, this is gonna be a fun one. Check it out. All right, today we're gonna play a fun little game with Ricardo and Melissa, where they're gonna have 2 minutes to find as many Taylor Swift Easter eggs as they can in the office. Melissa, you're gonna go first. Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm sure there were trees at the lake. This is red. It's also the red scarf that I left at his house, at his sister's house. Books. Taylor Swift loves to read. Sipping coffee like we're on a late night show. This is the mug that he was using. What else do we got? Hello, 1989. The entire wall is 1989. Words. Taylor Swift loves words, and actually all of her songs have words in them. Guys, I found some of the so glad they could join us. A blank space to write your name. Sweatshirts, like merch, but agency instead of Taylor Swift. More 1989 Polaroids. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ricardo, are you ready? It's your turn.
I'm ready.
Okay, 2 minutes on the clock. 3, 2, 1, go.
So these are the trees in the Out of the Woods music video. Sunglasses from the 1989 era. Coffee, a lot of Starbucks lovers. The wall is blue for 1989. Crumpled up piece of paper, all too well. The bikes, these are actually the bikes that she uses in the Eras tour during the blank space. They're going around in circles. This pin is actually from Debut. It's green, as you can see. This wall is red, for Red by Taylor Swift.
Taylor's version.
And this little boat here is very like Seagulls 1989 core. I don't know, this looks like confetti from Speak Now. Oh, these are the colors from the Shake It Off, like light up bracelets in the Eras tour.
All right, Melissa, Ricardo, you did a great job, but it's now time to decide a winner. Give me your hands. And the winner is Ricardo! Great job, so sorry.
Great job.
Back to the show. Obviously, we can't talk about Taylor Swift without talking about her recent relationship with professional football player Travis Kelce. And I know it's a little basic to talk about Taylor Swift's relationships, but this one's really interesting because it's gained a lot of publicity for the NFL. So tell me, what do you guys think? Do you think it's a PR stunt? Do you think it's real? I'd love to hear thoughts.
I ship it so hard. I'm captain of that ship. I think it's real all the way. But that might just be the hopeless romantic in me, but I really do feel like it's real. I know you disagree.
Personally, I feel like she loves playing the narrative. She loves twisting the narrative sometimes, which I love. I'm a fan of. But she knows very well, like, what the media is looking for and what they kind of like. She's just having fun. She's just having fun changing search engines, Google. She's just...
Do you think she needs it? Do you think she said, yes, I want more people to be talking about me and following me around?
Not necessarily. I just feel like she saw the conversation about it because Travis Kelce's brother was going on and on and on about it. And she saw it and she was like, wouldn't this be fun?
Also, just to add some statistics to the conversation, we had some researchers at the agency do some social listening about this whole situation, you could say. And the numbers are quite staggering when you think about it. Apparently, at the game between the Chiefs and the Jets, there were 27 million viewers watching the game, which is equivalent to like the last Super Bowl, and there hasn't been another game with that high of a viewership since the Super Bowl. So they were clearly just watching for Taylor. Isn't that just like...
That's insane.
Yeah.
Same amount as the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And also during the game, they cut to Taylor 17 times.
Wow.
I think it's also super interesting because now I'm seeing a lot of Swifties on TikTok and stuff almost trying to get into the NFL now that she's like dating him, where they're like teaching NFL or like sports terms with Taylor Swift lingo or like concert music lingo.
I love that. I love that so much. As like someone that's really into sports too, it's so cool to see more girls into sports, and if this is what it takes. This is what it takes.
To see people maximizing their joint slay.
Their joint slay.
No, I agree. I love the merging of the two worlds. I think it's pretty beautiful.
Yeah. I just don't think she needs more PR. Everyone's talking about her. She's everywhere. She's selling out stadiums. Sometimes we forget that she's also a human, and she probably just wants to date a football player, you know?
So it's pretty much a fact that Taylor Swift is one of the most popular people in the whole world. And I see your point that she doesn't need the publicity, but what if it's to correct some bad PR that has happened to her in the past?
It's interesting.
I know that you are pretty familiar with the jet emissions scandal of 2022, where Taylor Swift was revealed to be one of the celebrity with the most jet emissions of anyone, even being up people like Kim Kardashian and Jay-Z.
Supposedly she shares her jet with others. That's the good PR that came from that.
I know, but still, even if she has the most jet emissions, now when you search up Taylor Swift jet, it will come up with Taylor Swift at the Jets game rather than Taylor Swift and her jet emissions. Do we think that this was a stunt? This was all planned. It was to get her name out of that negative light.
I think maybe it was something they thought about, but I don't think that was the reason she went to the Chiefs and Jets game. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too naive and optimistic.
I don't think that it was necessarily the primary reason. Like I said, I think that she likes to have fun, but I wouldn't doubt if it was in the back of her mind, just thinking what if this was a possibility?
It was definitely in the back of Tree Payne's mind.
Oh, definitely.
That was in the notes.
For the viewers, who is Tree Payne?
Tree Payne rules this world.
She's a queen.
She's Taylor's publicist.
Now, do we think that Tree Payne is the one pulling the strings and Taylor's just trying to live her life? Where's that intersection between PR and just a person and their right to live and be free?
I think that she has a lot of control over her own life, but I also do think that she has her and Tree Payne have a very sisterly connection. They go to all the awards show together. They go to dinners together. We've seen them out and about together. So they have a lot of conversations about this, and I think that there's a good balance. Probably we don't know what the balance is, but I think it's there.
Yeah, I do think Taylor Swift understands that she's gotten to this point where she is almost a character in a lot of people's lives, which is kind of sad if you think about it. Just the way that she's so marketed and so widely known that it kind of rips the humanity from it a little bit. But I do think she plays into that because she loves it. I mean, she wrote Bejeweled about wanting to be in the spotlight, wanting all the attention on her, and yeah, it's an interesting dynamic because she is a human, but from the past and from the way that she's kind of presented herself, we know that she enjoys it, and she has a really good grasp with her PR team on how to handle that narrative after previous, her whole history with the media and her perception.
And truly, her effect is undeniable. Right after the rumors between her and Travis Kelce started popping up in the media, his jersey sales went up
An insane amount.
And for this person who wasn't the most popular NFL player of all time, he became the most popular NFL player of all time because he was dating Taylor. The NFL themselves, they changed their profile pictures, their banners on social to be Taylor Swift at the game. They're we're Taylor Swift 2-0 or something like that. It's insane to see people take advantage of that as well and say, we can hop on the Taylor train.
I think it was also super interesting on how the Taylor Swift fans totally got on the NFL type of train. But then I think it's interesting to see how the NFL fans are reacting to this. And I saw a lot of social media trends emerge from this whole relationship or could be relationship. The one where all the girlfriends or sisters or whoever is a Taylor Swift fan going to their significant others and being oh, but Taylor Swift is the reason the NFL is popular. And granted, I know they were doing it on purpose, but the guys getting so mad after it, I think it's just, honestly, that's probably one of my favorite trends that has come out of this.
It's hilarious. I saw some guys doing it to their wives or girlfriends too. hilarious. I love it so much. How, yeah, it's just affected both of them. And then coming back to what you were saying, I saw that apparently the NFL told Donna Kelsey, which is Travis's mom, that the Kelsey family has done more good PR for the NFL than any multi-million-dollar PR campaign could do, because they're everywhere right now. His brother also just released a documentary, and that people are all over that because of Travis and Taylor's relationship. It's actually the #1 viewed documentary on Amazon ever.
They also have a podcast together. Like Travis and his brother also have a podcast together, and I'm sure that those views went up as well.
It's skyrocketed. I was actually watching it before the whole Taylor Swift thing happened, and ever since that first game that she appeared, the views have skyrocketed. They're not talking about Taylor, but they do a lot of like fan interaction and reading like questions off Twitter and stuff like that. And you can notice that a lot of them are coming from Taylor Swift fans. Like they'll read the username and it's like a Taylor Swift lyric. So you know that they've gone up in viewership and just, popularity in general.
But we can't forget that Taylor Swift is also a brand. Like, we talk about the person, but also just everything behind the name Taylor Swift. It's kind of like talking about like Coca-Cola or something. It's just so synonymous. So if you attach it to like NFL, Taylor Swift, it's like kind of like a merging of those two huge brands, and it's going to generate so much more exposure.
So obviously we wish Taylor and Travis the best, but we thought it'd be fun to play a little game and take a look at some of the ones who got away by playing a little game and ranking her past exes.
Welcome to the X tier list.
Yeah, so we have pictures of a bunch of Taylor Swift's exes, and we're gonna rank them on a few different categories.
The categories go from best ex to worst, with starting at King of My Heart, Mr. Perfectly Fine, I Forgot That You Existed, Would've, Could've, Should've, and Picture to Burn, the worst.
All right, let's get right into it. So this is Calvin Harris, right?
Yes, that is.
Okay.
I'm leaning towards would've, could've, should've. I honestly don't remember much about this relationship, but I think he was like just not that great. It was like, man, like she didn't really thank him, and she like won a Grammy or something and like didn't thank him in his speech.
I would say Would've, Could've, Should've too.
Next we have, who is this?
Who is he? That's a white guy.
Is that
the Kennedy?
Is that the Kennedy? I think
that
that's
is
the
the
Kennedy.
She dated a Kennedy?
She dated a
dated a
Kennedy.
Kennedy.
He's like grandson, great grandson or something.
She bought like a house right next to one of the Kennedys.
She was serious about him, maybe.
She was down bad.
I forgot that he
I
existed.
forgot that he existed.
I didn't even know he existed.
I didn't even know he existed either.
Recipes.
Corey. Did they actually date?
I don't know if they actually dated. Yeah.
I believe they did, and I'm completely biased, but just of who he is and what he means to me, he is king of my heart always.
I know he was a great guy, so
Yeah.
I kind of want to put him at Mr. Perfectly Fine.
That's what I was thinking too.
It's okay. You guys can just ignore me, you know?
Harry Styles, and personally I'm thinking King of My Heart.
Personally, I'm thinking Picture to Burn.
Picture to Burn.
What did he do but cause like a great PR stunt and come out of like two of the best songs written of all time?
And
We've
now
got
they're
Style,
two of the best pop
Perfect
artists of all time.
I just wanted to get y'all riled up. He was trouble when she walked in, though.
Yes, let's say about this. He was young. He was 16 maybe.
16.
He's not the same person today.
I think they were super cute.
And they were the top of like the pop culture like sphere.
And they still are.
They're king and queen. It's
And they
mom and
still
dad.
are.
I think Mr. Perfectly Fine.
Yeah, honestly.
Jake Gyllenhaal. We all know what happened with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Well, have you seen the All Too Well short film?
Yeah.
Next we have Joe.
Joe recently dumped Joe.
I gotta give him credit for the 6-year relationship, you know? Like, he was doing something right.
And he let her be jeweled.
He didn't let her be jeweled. He
didn't
wanted
let
her
her
to.
be
Midnight Rain. Listen to
Midnight Rain. Would've, could've, should've,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
See that video of him running to the car with Taylor versus him and her and Travis Kelce running to the car together, and Travis Kelce was protective and he just ran into the car and left Taylor in the dust. Joe Jonas.
Picture to Burn. I'm so sorry.
He broke up with her on a 27-second
Telephone
voicemail.
call. Yeah.
Even though he is Mr. Perfectly Fine, if I'm correct, but
Not today, he's not.
He's burning.
Okay, John Mayer.
Burning.
He's burning. She's shining like fireworks over his sad, empty town.
Right.
yeah.
Lucas Till.
I didn't know they even dated, so I forgot that he existed.
Me neither, but I love him in Hannah Montana.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah, I agree. Maddie Healy.
Burning.
no.
Burn.
I also like don't even know anything about him, but I just didn't like that
He's just
whole
bad.
little 2-week thing. No.
I just am not a fan.
Next
Okay.
up, we've got the guy from Owl City, Adam Young.
We did get enchanted from him, which is crazy to think about.
Honestly, yeah, in like the whole Taylor canon universe, MCU, I forgot that he existed.
Taylor Lautner.
Oh, Taylor X Taylor.
I'm thinking King of My Heart.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
he was
he's-
in the new music video.
Mm-hmm.
He's literally married to another Taylor, and she's like a hardcore Swiftie.
Taylor cubed. He is latching on to the Taylor hype train.
Yeah,
but
it's giving like the person who's in like the Disney show when they were a kid and like can't get rid of it. And so
Right.
like they go back and they do a little podcast about it. That's what Taylor's doing right now.
All right, last. Loki himself.
Tom
Hiddleston.
King of my heart.
I love Tom
I
Hiddleston.
love him.
All I remember about this relationship is them being in Rhode Island and him wearing an I Heart TS
I
tank
Heart
top.
TS.
I remember that
I
picture.
think that's
And meeting his mom.
He loved her, I would
he
say.
loves her.
But
She was in a getaway.
she
car.
was in the getaway car. Left him in the motel bar.
Took
Took
the
the
money
money
in
in the
the
bag,
bag.
and I stole the keys.
That was the last time.
He ever saw me.
He was looking for like a really long-term commitment and like she wasn't ready for that.
I think he's Mr. Perfectly Fine because there was nothing special to me about that.
Yeah.
Other than he was kind of like a rebound.
Okay, Mr. Perfectly Fine.
That's so sad.
It is really sad. In my opinion, these two would be King of My Heart.
of my
but
heart.
I understand. That is the completed tier list. Congrats to Taylor Lautner for winning. Congrats. We'll send you a present. Back to the show.
Melissa and Ricardo, thank you so much for coming on to Fan Take, and thank you so much for watching.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
I loved it all too well.
And if you want to stay tuned with our series to see what fandoms we talk about next, be sure to follow us on all of our social channels at the agency at UF.
And always remember, spelling is fun. Taylor Swift.
Fearless,
Speak now.
Red,
1989.
Reputation,
Lover.
folklore,
Evermore. Midnights.